Hey, Jose, we need another one for your collection, eh? Hey, look, Poodle! Hey, how come you're not playing hockey, eh? Don't do that.
They're not the canned garbage that you listen to. They're real. They're from Canada. It's super cold, so they have to rock super hard to stay warm. I'll take your word for it.
Confined under the psychiatric care.
Now, I think he just pressed one of these buttons here.
Hi, everybody. Will here with this week's edition of the Dog Show Drive.
Canadian edition.
I'm Will Alexander.
And I'm Yvonne Orton.
And this week on the Dog Show Drive, we're going to talk about the importance of family and dog shows. We received some very nice emails this week, and they discussed how important dog shows were to their family. So we are going to delve into that subject. And then we also have some history on Westminster, and we also have some information on viewing Westminster this week. So buckle up, folks, for the Dog Show Drive.
Canadian edition.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back to the Dog Show Drive.
Canadian edition.
Canadian edition. Oh, Canada. Yep. Here we are again this week. So how are you, Yvonne? How's it going out there in the deep Great White North there?
The Great White North. Well, it is some cold here. Super cold.
Like, is it right cold?
It is. Not only is it right cold, it's left cold, it's up the center cold. It's cold. It is cold. And it's supposed to stay cold. So I'm excited. I am out of here. I'm so excited
You're
this week.
leaving. You fly out tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Start spreading the news.
I'm leaving tomorrow. So how was your week? Well, what'd you do?
It was good. I went to, I judged in West Springfield on the weekend, the Greater Barrier Kennel Club, Great Barrington Kennel Club. Hello. Great Barrington Kennel Club in West Springfield. So it was a lot of fun. You know, I had a lot of friends on the panel. Joanne Pavey, friend of the show, was on the panel.
Friend of the show.
A lot of time with Joanne.
That's nice.
Canalizo was there.
Oh, nice.
Linda Rydell, Suli Beveza was there. I got to see Tom and Naoma Cohen. I like seeing those two so much. Naoma's so funny. It was a nice panel of judges. Oh, Sharon Lockhart was there. I think she did some Overload Dogs. Another friend of the show, Sharon Lockhart.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It was a fun show. Helene Niche was there, and she was really nice seeing her. She does a good job judging dogs. It's fun to watch her judge. It was a good weekend. It was a very good weekend.
Cool.
I had fun.
Saw a lot of dogs.
Hope I got everybody there. Yeah, we overloaded, so we had to bring in an overload judge, Sharon Lockhart, and
nice
because we all had like 175 a day. So
that's a long day.
Entry. Yeah, it was the biggest entry they've ever gotten at that show. So
nice.
Yeah.
So how were you? Like how did you feel after your 175 dogs? Good.
I was tired. You know, I was tired. But it was still fun. It was a lot of fun.
Good. Good.
But it was good for me mentally to see that I could do it, and I withstood it all. And I was bending over and going over dogs, and I got to see Janie Myers too. My sister Janie Myers.
That's nice.
The rep, so it was fun.
Cool.
I hope I didn't miss anybody because I'm still a bit jet lagged. Because I had to take two planes. There's no direct flight there, so I had to take a plane to Philadelphia and then catch the plane to Hartford from there.
Hartford, Connecticut.
Connecticut.
Yes. So that's good. So
it was a wonderful show. Gloria, who looked after us all, she's the president. I know she's not the president. She was the chairman. And she did a great job. She's so organized. The show was so organized. You were saying
that right on the money.
Yeah, so it was a lot of fun. We had great dogs, great friends. We just had a good time, you know?
Cool. And that's the way dog shows should be.
Yeah.
As we both know. As we both try to make them that way.
Yeah, no matter what.
No
We'll try to
matter
have fun.
what. Hose me down 3 shows a day. Anyway,
Yeah.
I just a little bit of work or a lot of work. You know what I did try out? Remember I keep saying about using the leaf blower to blow snow?
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't really work that well. It has to be like
It depends on the type of snow. Though.
Yeah, it has to be like the perfect fluffy snow. So I took it into my backyard and I was trying to snow blow some of the snow off the deck. And the first thing wrong I did was I let Fanny, the English setter, outside with me. So she just tried to attack me most of the time because she loves snow, like obsessively loves snow. And then the other thing is I do this at home a lot. I don't really get dressed properly. So I was in like my pajamas with just a big coat on and my Crocs.
It's okay for Walmart, but it's not okay to go ahead and
not to try and like clear snow in your backyard. So that was that. And so that was the end of that. But it was fun for a little while. But the snow goes all over the place. It doesn't it's hard to direct it actually with the leaf blower. Maybe I don't know. I'm just not a good
You'll
leaf
just
blower.
have to practice
Maybe
blowing the snow.
I'll have to go out every other day and practice blowing snow. And then I got a dress for the big deal. Yes. And got my hair cut too. Got them all cut actually. Well, yes, for those that can't see us, my hair is straight today because that's how it's cut. It's cut straight. So Faith actually did it last night.
And then how do you get it curly again? You just add water?
That's how it goes curly. You just add water.
Add water.
And everyone's always so shocked how straight it is, but just like that, it'll be back to curls. It's trying to curl right now because it's been straight for a while.
Didn't Kenny Wall brush you out once?
Yes, Ken Wall did brush me out once after a top dog dinner at when it was still held at when Credit Valley was still at the Sky Dome.
You're like Kiki D.
Yeah, my hair is very large. Very large. Chaka Khan. That's what
Chaka Khan, that's right.
Colin used to call me Chaka Khan. Ooh, Chaka Khan, Chaka Khan.
Friend of the show, Colin Brownlee.
Yes, friend of the show, Colin Brownlee.
So it looks like we have some housekeeping to look after because we did miss one of the 2-time Best in Show winners of Westminster, and I can't believe we missed this one.
That.
Oh my God.
So sorry.
Apparently, not apparently, it's a fact.
True story.
Cause, who we all missed dearly, that was so devastated this time. Well, not this time last year, but
close
after last year. We lost Cause, but he had gone Best in Show twice, both with the miniature poodles, Surrey Spice Girl, and of course last year's Surrey Sage.
Yes, yeah.
Actually, Sage's half sister was at the show this weekend. She went owner handler show one day. So,
nice.
Yeah. With Debbie, it was nice. It was nice to see Debbie West too. And the National Beagle Club still has 2 sets of memberships, a regular membership to participate in the NBC 4-0 pack and the SPO and other field trial activities, and the supporting membership participant in the NBC confirmation, performance, and breed education activities. And
also, I was told by a NBC confirmation member, they don't have a vote.
Oh.
They don't have a vote. They're just members. They don't get a vote, which I found very interesting. Like where the nationals held and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, so I understand.
I knew you did, but maybe other people didn't. So that's just So that's interesting. But anyhow.
Yeah. So that's our housekeeping. That's the things that we blew last week.
Yeah. There's our errors and omissions.
We promise to be better this week.
We promise. Well, then that's it, folks. Thank you.
Yeah. That's it for us.
Yeah. Reminder.
Okay, you want to go ahead and do the Across Canada?
Yes, Across Canada, driven by Show Scene Magazine. Show Scene, where every dog takes center stage.
Back to you, Yvonne.
I did it much better this week. Just didn't make up a name like I did last week. So anyhow, there was show last weekend in your neck of the woods, Will. Wildwood Kennel Club, 4 all breed shows and 4 limited breed shows. And that was held at the Oxford Auditorium at the Woodstock Fairgrounds. Thursday's entry of 279. The best in show judge was Steve Daynard from Ontario.
Oh, big fella.
The big fella, yep. And then the tall fella on Friday with an entry of 306. Our friend of the show, Sean Nichols from BC. Saturday's entry was 382, and that best in show judge was Sue Bounds from Australia, who was the prior week out in Calgary. And then Sunday's judge was Kay McGee, also from Australia, and her entry was 364. And those entries look to be slightly up from last year on the overall average. So good.
Yeah, they're up just barely, right?
Just barely, but they had, like, on Thursday last year was 277 compared to 279, so that's basically the same. Friday was 323, whereas it was 306 this year, and 402 on Sunday. Oh, so maybe that was down. Maybe I'm doing this backwards. So they were slightly down then. Saturday was 382 compared to the following year, which was the previous year, which was 402, and Sunday was 346 the previous year, and it was 364 this year. So, yeah. So, and then other judges on the panel included friend of the show, Peter Scott from Ontario, and Jean-Christophe Bolignier from Quebec, and Sharon Lockhart from Quebec as well. So she was pulling double duty.
She did, and she drove, which I think is madness. Mm-hmm. Madness, I tell you, my friend.
Especially for this time of year, because you never know, especially along the coast. Well, when you get closer to it. So some quick reminders for closings that are coming up. So this week on February 12th, the Victoria Kennel Club and the Vancouver Island Pointing Dogs Specialty both close February 12th. Mount Cheam Canine Association also closing on February 12th. And Old York Kennel Club on the 19th. So that's the week basically after the garden. Prince Albert Kennel and Obedience Club, they also close on February 21st. And the Halifax Kennel Club closing on February 26th.
I'm just trying to look up something.
Just remember these.
Sorry, go ahead.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to look up something of interest. I just can't seem to find it.
All right.
Go ahead. A shock. You keep going. I'm going to keep
going while you're doing your homework. Upcoming shows. So, Battle River Canine Association held out in Camrose, Alberta at the Camrose Regional Exhibition grounds. 3 all-breed shows, 6 obedience trials, and 3 rally obedience trials. There's also boosters and OFA CAER eye clinic being done by Dr. Vanessa Hawley on the Saturday. And there's an OFA cardiac clinic by Dr. Kim Hawks Saturday as well, all day and Sunday morning. These are really important things if you need to sign up or register them prior to going, because sometimes you just can't show up. These are probably limited spots. So if you need any kind of testing done, there you go. The closing date for this show is Wednesday, March the 5th at 11 p.m. Mountain Time. And the show secretary is Arctic Dreams Show Services. And then in the east, there's the Scarborough Kennel Club coming up. 3 all-breed shows, limited breed shows for groups 1, 5, and the UK breeds. And that includes a lot of breeds. And those shows are March 21st to the 23rd. And they're held at the Lindsay Fairgrounds in Lindsay, Ontario. And, of course, that's indoors. The closing date for those are March 5th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and that's an MJN Show Services. And so remember, all this and more can be found on Conduct Dogs, your source for Canadian canine event information online.
So just a point of interest
yes.
About the panel in Sue Bowens from Australia. She She is the mother of actress Rebel Wilson.
Is she?
Yes.
Because I've heard Rebel Wilson talk about her dog show family. Because they have beagles, don't they?
Yep, and she showed in junior handling Rebel Wilson. So
yes, I remember.
That was the thing. I was just making sure. I was sure that was the case, but I was just making sure.
That's so funny.
That's a point of interest.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, anyhow.
And it's funny. I was on a panel with Kim Reeder, who's also from Australia, and she was married to Andy Gibb.
Oh,
yes.
How about that? How about them apples?
Oh, that close to greatness.
Very good.
All right. Okay, where are we?
So, well, we have a couple of shout outs because we got some really nice emails and notes this week.
We did.
So, a shout out to friend of the show, Kate Solomon. But Will and I so appreciated that photo. She sent us a photo, and the photo she sent was her showing my English setter, which William showed, the great
Jezeroo.
The great Jezeroo.
Setteridge dressed in gold.
Yep, Setteridge dressed in gold. So the great Jezeroo, and she sent us a picture of her showing Jez in junior handling at the Brantford Kennel Club, and that would have been December, and it was 1994. So thank you so much for sending that in. We're glad you liked the show.
Now, what year did he win the Breed of the Garden? It was 94.
94.
So later that year, he won the Breed
February of 94. Yeah. And then
he was with us all year long after that. I didn't realize. I don't know why I was confused about that, because I know he ended up going to Japan and being shown there. Number 2 dog of all breed. Yeah.
Number 3 dog of all breeds, and he was shown by Kaz Hosaka's cousin.
No, I was not aware of that.
No, because Kaz actually 1 year at the garden, he brought his cousin over. I don't know if it was the year after or 2 years after, he brought his cousin over, introduced me, and his cousin gave me a book with a picture of Jez and him in it, and like a photograph, and it was the listing of him being like number 3 of all breeds.
How cool is that?
Yeah, and that same year, Mephisto's Soldier of Fortune was the number 1 dog in Japan.
No, not Soldier of Fortune. He was number 1 dog in Canada in 73.
No, I can't remember. It was a Mephisto's dog, though.
Yeah.
Soldier. So. It was Soldier something or other. Yeah. Anyway.
Soldier of Fortune is dog Larry Ingalls showed, and I'm sure it was 72, 73 that he was number 1 dog all breed in Canada. Yeah.
Yeah. So I have to find that book because when we had there was a Japanese judge we had at our show, and I was trying to find it, but I don't know where I put it. Anyway, thank you, Kate, for letting Will and I go down memory lane there.
And then veer off in the show for a while.
Not that it takes much for us to do that. And then we also got a very nice letter from friend of the show, Jason Shriver. He's there from Thunder Bay, and Xander now is out in Calgary, professional handling, and so he's doing quite well. And Jason,
doing very well, yes.
Yeah, and Jason, it was just a really nice letter, and it was, he talked about family and dog shows and stuff like that, and
how important the dog show world was to his family, and the time he spent with Xander. Like, that was so nice listening to him. He spent time with Xander while they were brushing out a poodle.
Yeah,
so it was.
See, I'm not the only one who enjoys blow drying poodles.
He didn't say blow drying. He said brushing out, didn't he?
Shut up.
You shut up.
Anyway, so this week's topic, brought to you by Canadian Dog Fancier magazine, where Canada's top dogs come to be seen. I'm getting so good at these now.
You are, yes.
Look at me go. Anyway, this week's topic, inspired by Jason's email, and had us thinking of the importance of family and our show and dog shows. So here we're going to discuss some key reasons why dog shows are helpful and important for families who participate together.
Family and kids, and I'll never forget the Top Dog Dinner in America when Carlos Pugh won Best Professional Handler, and he went up there and he thanked the dog show world family for making him who he was, because he said he was such an awkward young child that it was the dog show world that brought him out and made him a little more acceptable.
Yeah, well, and I think the dog show community has always been very inclusive. Now that's the the PC term that they all use, but we've always been very inclusive.
Choice.
Yeah, that's it.
Buy Canadian.
Anyway,
but yeah, no, it's. I think the dog show world is so accepting, and they'll almost help anybody. It really is.
Even if you don't like them, you still help them.
But it's an accepting world, and it's amazing. You hear the stories, like even it's a wonderful story about Alec Baldwin from Manitoba. Alec he came out of his shell completely at dog shows. Yep. And now he paints and sings and wins gold medals.
He's an Olympic athlete. He's a movie star.
Sings the national anthem at the Jets game.
Yeah. He's in the movie Champions.
I know, he's incredible. Alec is incredible.
Yeah.
And a lot of it was due to his exposure at dog shows. He just became so comfortable and let himself out and showing his dog. And that's when I first met him. He showed Shiloh and I showed Miss P, and that's when I first met Alec in the ring.
Yeah. So he's a great guy.
He really is. Just an inspiring young man. Yeah.
So, but with with dog shows and you look at the family dynamic, I mean, it teaches responsibility. I know as a kid, that was my job. My job was to look after the dog.
We'll get you a dog. You're looking after that dog. You're going to feed it. You're going to pick up after. You're going to bathe it. You're going to take it for walks. That dog is your responsibility.
Yep.
And I think every child that gets a dog, that's basically the script they're given before they get the dog.
Yep. And that's how, and that's how it should be. But it's
for
true.
Sure it is. Yep.
But it does. It teaches a lot of responsibility. And then when you get to the show, there's all those dynamics there at the show that you have to, that kids learn and develop from, right? So there's the whole sportsmanship, learning how to win, learning how to lose.
Learning how to lose is the most important thing, because winning is, you can be a bad winner as well as a bad loser, for sure. Obviously. But like I remember myself as a junior handler, I was a bad loser. I was bad. I would have not tantrums, but I would pout, for an hour after junior handling if I didn't win. Really? I know, believe it or not. Pout? I know.
You would pout?
I would pout.
Yeah. And when did you get over that, Mr. Alexander?
How old am I now?
Exactly. It's a work in progress. Is that what you're trying to tell us?
It's just one of those things you have to work on throughout your life, too.
Exactly. Yep.
I'm not a powder now. You just leave me alone. Where's the tennis ball? I'm going home.
But it is true, and you do, and I think, and then for adults, being at a show when you have younger people around, you have to set an example. So I mean, it's not just kids learning at dog shows; it's adults too, and you have to, because it's definitely monkey see, monkey do. So if your kids
are such a passionate, emotionally charged sport, that sometimes people lose control on it, and it's very important. And sometimes it goes off the cliff, and bad things happen. But the kids will see
But learning experience for all, right? And you hopefully there's an adult around to kind of like explain the situation.
Break it up, you
explain the situation as to why it happened and went down the way it did. But and that basically developing patience and a lot of discipline goes into showing dogs.
Oh, there's no question. Especially if you want to be successful.
Yeah.
But there are some that I don't know why some people think they can just show up and then they don't know why they didn't win when they didn't put any work into it. Well, why did Yvonne beat me? Why is Yvonne always beating me? Well, it's because Yvonne works at it, and she goes best in showing her backyard every day.
Every day. And twice on Sundays, because we have
it's true. Like they don't, even as a youngster, I don't think people realized how much work we put into our dogs.
Mm-hmm.
And everything evolves. Like my grooming room when I was a kid was just plastered with pictures of Brian and George and Gary and their dogs that they were showing, and my dad's dogs, and just and I would draw on them, because I could do it better. I would draw on them, or I would change things. And
how you would change a trim. Yeah, I do that too.
Yeah,
I still do that actually when I'm looking at pictures. I'm like, I think if they move this a bit. Yeah.
Well, now you can Photoshop it, so it doesn't matter.
Well, don't get me going on that. That's another topic.
Don't get her going.
That's another topic for another day. Photoshop. Schmotoshop. Anyway, dog shows are an educational experience.
If you let them be, right?
Right.
Like I was having a discussion on the weekend at the dog show with a bunch of fellow judges. We were talking about the two systems of judges' approvals in Canada and America. And I came out and said it's kind of subjective because it depends on the student, on what they're taking in. Because let's face it, both countries have box checkers that just go to those seminars. Oh, yeah, I was there. I checked the box. Yeah, I saw. Yvonne give me a seminar on English letters. I saw it. But did they really see it? And do they put time into it? And are they absorbing it? And are they working outside of those seminars? Are they going to ringside and watching? Are they going to specialties? Are they asking the right people the right questions? Like, 'cause you can get educated, but you can get the wrong education. Depends who you ask.
For sure. Now I'm not going to lie. Like, as you know, I'm going through I try not to. As I'm going through this judging process, I mean, that's the thing that I'm so excited about is the learning, because I love being a student. If I could have been a professional student my entire life and got paid for it, I would have stayed in school. But but that's the part I'm looking forward to. And I know you
loans, couldn't you?
Maybe, but I mean, I know you were teasing me the other day about it too, and I was like, well, I want to read that book, and and some of those books are so dry. They're
hard to get through. Some of them
they are so.
If the history grabs me, if I'm looking at my library right now, like the complete Erdo. If the history grabs me, I'll keep going.
Right.
Yep. If it doesn't, you've got to push yourself. You do.
You have to sit there and
you might even just do the Cole's notes and scan them and try to look for the
key points.
The key points of each one. But even then, like I think it's just a tool you use even outside world. You're trying to learn, let's say, English letters. Well, that gives you tools how to learn something else.
For sure. And I think I maybe a lot of the younger kids too, like pick up. I mean, you can go online now that everything's online. It's a lot easier. Like when we were young, you had to find a standards book. Right. But now you can log on to the CKC website and all the breed standards are right there. If you're interested in a different breed, go and read the breed standards. It's a start to try and then the hardest thing to learn, I believe, is to understanding type. Because they talk about that in the breed standard, but that you have to see and absorb.
It's got to be an experience. It's got to be. Yeah, and it's you're gonna make it again a subjective. So it depends how you perceive each dog. Once you go to national specialties or bigger shows, and then you start seeing different families. Yeah, then you start understanding and putting things together.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then we touched on the social opportunities that are afforded through going to dog shows. It gives lots of kids confidence.
Oh, it's no question.
And even adults, like I know there's a lot of adults, they first start showing a dog and they are terrified. And then you just watch as they, carry on and get better and get more used to it, and then they can walk into a ring, against someone like you or even me and, try to beat our pants off, which is great.
Some of them liken it to public speaking. That's how nervous they get.
Yeah.
Which just shocks me. And it'll be people.
Well,
I'll get people in my class, and they'll be doctors and lawyers and really professional people, and they're scared to go in the dog show ring against the likes of you or me or it's incredible.
But I think for us, because we grew up in the sport, I think there's a point in time when you're young where you don't that outside, like you don't get it. That doesn't phase you. But as an adult, you're more aware of your surroundings in that regard, right? And I think that's the difference, probably because I don't think I've ever been nervous to go into the ring because somebody or other people were watching.
Yeah, we get nervous for other reasons.
Yeah, you do, for sure. Like
you get nervous about how your dog's going to perform, how you're going to react in certain situations. Are we going to win this class? So did he poop before I went in the ring? Is he going to poop with it down and back? Am I going to be so embarrassed?
Exactly.
That was the wrong movement, young lady.
That was a good one. But yeah, for sure. So, and it even encourages like physical activity. If you have to condition a dog, you got to get out there, and it's not just, running around in the backyard. You have to go and do some activity. So
when I was a kid, I had English Cockers because I was too little to have Irish setters. So I had English Cockers. I couldn't stretch my arms long enough to get Irish setters. So I got English Cockers. And my dad, I had one of those 3-speed banana bike, banana seat bikes and blah. He built this mechanism so it went across the back of my back behind the seat with 2 arms out, so I could hook up 2 dogs and take them for bikes. Well, that's a recipe for disaster. I don't know how many ditches I got dragged to. But
backwards.
Exactly. But biking your dog is it's good for both of you, your dog and yourself.
Yeah. I used to love running Adele. Like that was I always took her out on the road and just jogged the dog. Like that's what I did. And I've done it with most of my setters. I got to get my big fat butt out to do Fanny now, but Hope's got younger legs. I just let her do it.
She's in training anyway.
Exactly. I got old knees now. I got old knees. But what else? Oh, there's, and then there's all the career and the hobby type opportunities that come along. You can be, there's lots of different careers you can, that not just like a professional handler, but a lot of different careers you can go into for, coming from showing dogs,
And it's just such a microcosm of the real world. You have no idea who you're meeting there. I met some incredible people that have helped myself, helped my family, just by having those contacts.
Yep.
It's incredible because the whole world is at that dog show in our world, like a microcosm of the real world.
Yes.
There's always somebody. It's incredible. Yep. Like the gentleman that wrote the movie Dirty Harry, he had pugs. He showed pugs.
Did he?
Yeah, Laurie Campbell showed his pugs. I remember meeting him.
Wow. Yeah, that's cool.
It's incredible. But there's all kinds of people like that,
Yeah. For sure.
You just don't know. You just don't. We were talking the day at the dog show at dinner about the people that we've met at Westminster.
Yeah.
Like there was I met JFK Jr. there. I met one of my favorite though was Glenn Sather. I met Glenn Sather because he was the general manager of the Rangers at the time.
Rangers, yeah.
He used to be general manager and coach of the Edmonton Oilers. But I made him come downstairs and meet Piper.
That's cool. Yeah.
Andy Rooney was there. Remember we met George Foreman and Don King there?
Yeah.
It's incredible. I'm
remember
all kinds.
Joan Rivers. Saw her in the elevator. Well, was in the elevator with her.
Rod Stewart was there one year.
Yeah. Martha Stewart was always there.
Martha Stewart. My favorite Martha Stewart story was Bill McFadden was
with the giant schnauzer.
The giant schnauzer's and she was standing behind him watching, and I think she was doing something for TV.
I think she had one of her TV shows, and they had cameras there. I think.
But Bill acted like he didn't even see her. And he's brushing away. He went, "Well, hi, Martha," and he kept on. It's so funny. Oh, Bill.
He's a good guy.
I remember one night we all went out for dinner somewhere, and the waitress came around and asked for drinks, and he ordered a rusty squirrel. She's like, I've never heard of a rusty squirrel. He said, either if I just make it up, he said.
That's awesome.
He's funny. God, he's funny.
So I think for me, one of the most pleasurable things I get out of dog shows with my girls, especially is the travel, is the time we spend
watching them sleep in the seat beside you. That's so sweet.
I know. So if anybody ever wants to creep my Facebook, you could go, and most of the pictures of if I'm going to a dog show, I take pictures of my kids sleeping because nobody stays awake for me.
Yeah, I remember how. Well, no, you were good. You always stayed awake with me when I was driving.
Yeah, because I have a little PTSD trauma from that. So not of Will's driving. Will drives like an 85-year-old man. Totally. He barely breaks.
Safe.
Yeah, he
safe
does.
Driver.
So safe. So safe.
Yeah. 0 to 60 in 15 minutes.
That is so true. Remember, every once in a while, I'd look over at the speedometer and I'm like, you need to kick it up to the speed limit. You get behind some truck or whatever and just like
I'd zone out.
So zone out.
I would do so much thinking when I was driving, though. I wrote the book while I was driving in my head. I think about how I'm going to do things at dog shows in my head when I'm driving. And I'm not like Judy Taylor. Judy Taylor used to, whoever was ahead of her, she had to pass. Didn't matter where they were. I see that truck way up there. I got to pass that truck way up there.
Got to pass them. I'm not quite that bad, but I can get that bad. I like to be the leader. As long as I've got someone I need to know following me and they have to stay with me, then I'm not that bad. But by myself, I'm trying to break. You know, on the Garmin now, or your whatever Google Maps, there's that estimated time of arrival.
I don't have Garmin's anymore.
Okay, shut up. We used to. So on my Google Maps, Tom. But there's that estimated time of arrival. I feel
try to beat it.
That's a challenge. That is a challenge. Challenge accepted.
But when I wasn't when I wasn't in charge of my assistants and all my dogs, I was quite reckless. I was quite reckless on the road by myself. I had to be by myself. You can't tell by looking at me, but I'm a pretty good bowler too.
I'm sure. No, you're not.
You can't. You wouldn't know it by looking at me.
You wouldn't know it by looking at you. No, but the travel times.
Do you remember the dog show that was held up in Sudbury? It was held up in Sault Ste. Marie in the hotel. So it was the dog show was in the hotel. Well,
yes.
The restaurant was in the hotel, obviously, and I kept going to the restaurant, and they kept giving me free things. And they'd see me, and thank you, here you go, you can have that. I'd order it, and they just give it to me. And finally, I said, well, "What's going on?" Well, your friend told us who you were. I'm like, "Who I am? You did the bowling stunts on that movie Kingpin." I'm like, "Pardon me?" I said to them, "Even if I was the man that did the bowling stunts on Kingpin, does that mean I get free stuff?" It was John Griffith. He did that to me all the time. I'd be in restaurants and people would come over to me and look at me and want their picture taken with me. He would tell them I was Cujo. I played for the Maple Leafs. Or I was Mike Palmatier. I remember one night at Swiss Chalet, I was Mike Palmatier. Finally, the cook came out who was older. He said, "That's not Mike Palmatier." Went back in the kitchen.
That was like the time we told everyone my brother was Wendell Clark. Remember that?
Wendell Clark.
We told my.
Well, he sort of looked like Wendell back then.
Back then he did, yes. Yeah. That was a good.
We're meeting Wendell at the dog show. And you are, yeah. Jason shows out his goatee and the overcoat, and hey, Wendell,
and his friend Nick. That was crazy. That was
but those are the fun things that we do.
Those are the fun things. See, family. Even my younger brother would show up at a dog show.
Experiences.
Yes. So, and then like we said,
that covered fun and travel too, basically. You know?
We did cover fun and travel, and just, you know what, I think when you spend time like that, when you're focusing on something, that you collectively have a passion for. There's conversations you have, and it's not always necessarily about the dogs or what you are doing, but like Jason said to us in his letter, like it led to, talking about school and future plans and, girls and stuff like that,
Because dog shows, getting your dogs ready to be competitive is a commitment.
It is.
But you got to be committed.
Yeah.
And a lot of us have this. We be committed.
And we get let out.
That means there's a lot of time there. You're spending a lot of time in that grooming room. Yep. And it sounds like Jason went down there and helped Xander, and he touched on everything while he was helping Xander with his passion.
Yeah.
He touched on school. He touched on education. Touched on girls. He touched on everything, Well,
maybe not touch on all the girls, but...
That was you.
Sorry.
That wasn't me. That was you.
I couldn't help it. But it's
Lord,
so true.
The Lord. The Lord.
I'm so giddy. I'm so giddy because I'm leaving tomorrow. I'm so giddy.
I know you are.
Giddy / stressed out. But it's so true. Just that, the common bond and it's so like almost like a release. I know for the amount of time I worked for you and Allison, most of my memory is that grooming room.
Oh, for sure.
Because we spent so much time in that grooming room. Hey, mostly being idiots, but.
Remember the Scotty bitch who were doing your nails?
Oh, gee.
And she bit you. I'm going to get your hands out of there. I can't. She went right through the soft.
She went right through the fatty part of your, like the thumb. And he's like, "Why? We'll get it out of her mouth." I'm like, "I can't." It's because she bit me so hard.
Tough. You just toughed it out.
I did, because I said if I pull it out, I'll
like
have
Cat Ballou. You'll never see her cry.
I didn't cry.
No, never.
No,
Cat
I never.
Ballou,
I didn't.
Cat Ballou,
I didn't cry.
You'll never make her cry.
She was a cute little bitch too. I think I went best of opposite at Brindy. Yes, Brindy. I went best of opposite at the Scotty National that year with her, and because I was very happy because I won the Louise Went trophy, and Louise Went was a Scotty person from Thunder Bay. That
part of the breed, one of the breed specifics is how big their teeth are, and you can contest to that. So
I can contest to that. Right through. And I got like a little, for a girl, I got a pretty meaty little hand here.
Little mitt on her. Little mitt on her. Not quite man hands from Seinfeld, but got a mitt on her.
Oh.
I'll get that for you.
Get that for you. Anyway, so yeah, so dog shows are for as much as we may, as social media may say how cutthroat and terrible it is. You know what? They're not. They're a wonderful. They're really a wonderful outlet for a family, and that's something else. It's a thing that actually all the family members can take part in.
Well, It's not
it's
just the
different
family,
than
it's
sports.
the family around you. Like you were just talking about cutthroat. It's amazing how they all step up and help you when you need it. I remember that year at the Garden when Adele had that blood sugar problem, and she went down on me. Well, it was like Jane Myers, Mark Bettis. They just took off and looked for help, and Janie came over and she told me exactly what to do. And we talked about it this weekend, actually, Jane and I.
Yeah.
So,
yep.
So yeah, it was it, but that's just the way it is. I remember at a dog show one time in Toronto, Jamie was just a youngster, and I couldn't find him. I couldn't find James, and they all went looking for him.
Yep.
And the dog show almost stopped looking for my son. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Well, I've had that. I've lost a child or two at a dog show, and the thing is,
were you in charge of them?
They were my own. They were my own.
I lost your kids at a dog show too once.
Actually, there have been lots of people that have lost my kids at dog shows.
You left me in charge of the kids at the English International. I fell asleep. They wandered the halls.
That's true, they did. But that's the other thing. At a dog show, I've always known, like, they're safe. I know they're lost, but they are somewhere there.
With someone.
Someone has them, and it's someone they know, and I'm sure that someone in about 3 minutes of them still being there. Like, does your mom know where you are? And that, but it's always been like that,
It has.
It's an extended family. And I mean, I've had people, even give my kids crap because of, they were doing something they probably shouldn't have been. And, telling them, does your mom know you're doing that?
Through.
Yep. So dog shows are great. I love my dog show family. I love them. Love them all. And they're all across both countries.
Oh, both countries.
Right?
When I go back to the East Coast, it's like family again.
Yep, exactly. From one end of the countries to the other. I mean, there's always someone someone you've had, fun with and great memories. So
yeah, no question. So
that's that.
Thank you, Jason. Look what you did with your one email. Look what you did.
It just made us go overtime. We still have a whole show to do, and this is like now. All right, so on to the next thing. Westminster. Na 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 na. The last of our well, it's not the last of our Westminster segment because we'll have a recap when we get back. But
okay,
yeah. So Westminster by the numbers.
Oh, by the numbers.
Yep. Go.
All by the numbers and the groups. Groups by the numbers.
Yep.
So the sporting group has had 20 best in show winners.
20.
20. Most group wins were the English Springer Spaniel. Most consecutive group wins, the Pointer, 1925 to 27. American Cocker, Black American Cocker, 1939 to 41. Gordon Setter, 97 to 99. That was our friend Kenny.
That was our friend Kenny. Kenny Murray.
Ken Murray. Yeah.
Kenny Murray with Kirby.
Yep. Most group placements, 56, Irish Setter. Most consecutive group placements, 12, Irish Setter. Current streak of group placements, Brittany, 2021 to 2023, and English Setter, 2021 and again to 2023.
Mm-hmm. The last two groups being won by the English Setter. Yeah. All right.
Do you want to do the hounds?
No, you can.
Oh, I have to do the hounds.
Yep.
All right. From the hounds, from 1931 to 1937, the hound group was dominated by the greyhound, winning every hound group in that time. It was 6 different dogs. 6 different greyhounds.
That's
greyhounds have won the hound group 13 times. Most group placements for a breed in hounds is 41, Afghan. The most current breed streak for group placements is the Whippet. The Norwegian Elkhounds and Greyhounds have the largest amount of Group 1s without the breed ever going best in show. The Elkhound, 12 Group 1s, and I'm sure
I think every one of them's got to be. Right?
Yeah, and the Greyhound was 13. Yeah. She didn't have how many best in show winners were there in the hound group. Working group, there was 15 best in show wins by the working group. Most group wins, 26, Boxer. Most consecutive group wins, Boxer, 1954 to 58, and 2009 to 2013. Most group placements, 58, by the Boxer. Oh, Doc's going to like this one.
Yeah.
The Boxer,
this is all
Doc.
about
This is for you, Doc.
Doc, all for you.
Most consecutive group placements, Boxer, 1940 to 1958. Current streak of group placements, 3.
Doberman Pinschers.
Doberman Pinscher 2021 to 2023, and the Samoyed 2020 to 2022.
Very good. Do you want me to carry on now?
Yeah, carry on. I gotta catch my breath now.
All right. So then we have the Terriers. So the Terrier group, as we know, has the most best in show wins with 47.
That's
the most recent was the Wire Fox Terrier in 2019, shown by our friend of the show, Gabriel. Yep. Most group wins, 24, also by Wire Fox Terriers. Most consecutive group wins, 4 by Wire Fox Terriers from 1928 to 1931. Most group placements, also 59 by Wire Fox Terriers. Most consecutive
this whole category is
Wire Fox
Terriers.
Most consecutive group placements, 13 by Wire Fox Terriers, 1983 to 1995. And then the current streak for group placements is 4 by Wire Fox Terriers from 2019 to 2022. And then we go on to Toys, and they have 12 Best in Show wins, most recent being the Pekingese, and that was Wasabi, wasn't it?
Friend of the show, David, yes.
Yes. Most group
Fitzpatrick.
wins, also by Pekingese, 28. Most consecutive group wins, 3 by Pomeranian in 1926 to 1928, and then the Pekingese in 2003 to 2005. Then the most groups placements, 71.
Pekingese. Let me guess. Hang on a second. Pekingese.
You are
Bring out the
correct.
Pekingese, people.
And then, see if you can get this one, most consecutive group placements, 12 by...
We got a limb here. The Pekingese.
Correct. And
Yes.
that's from 1920...
Humble, please. The Pekingese.
And from 1924 to 1935. And then the current streak of group placements, though, is by the Havanese. And that's 3, and that's from 2019 to 2021. Then on to the non-sporting breeds. And the Best in Show wins, they have 12, and the most recent being the Standard Poodle, shown by friend of the show, Riz.
Yep. And Siba.
Yep. Most group wins also by Standard Poodles, 31. Most consecutive group wins also Standard Poodles, 4 of them, from 1933 to 1936. Most group placements, 65 by Standard Poodles. Most consecutive group placements, now here's a little wrench, 11 by Chow Chows, and that's in 1932 to 1942. And then the current streak of group placements is the French Bulldog from 2021 to 2023. I'm surprised Dalmatians, that's kind of the thing. I'm
Well,
surprised.
there's so many breeds you can be surprised about because there's
That
been
just
so many
haven't.
great dogs in these groups.
Yeah. And then herding groups.
Go
Herding
ahead.
group, Best in Show wins. Now, this kind of is surprising, but maybe not, because at one point, remember, the working and herding was together.
Right. Exactly.
So Best in Show wins the split. There's only 5, and the most recent being the German Shepherd dog. And then the most group wins is also 18 by German Shepherds. Most consecutive group wins, though, was the Pembroke Welsh Corgi. And that was from...
we already screwed up.
Why?
Because in the non-sport group, 12, most recent was a Standard Poodle. That's wrong. Because Cause won last year with the miniature.
Oh, that is true.
So I corrected that so we don't have to do this next time.
We don't have to do that, Megan. We caught that.
Yeah.
We caught it.
We caught that.
Caught it. Good work.
Yep.
Most recent, yes, miniature poodle.
Gold star.
Yeah. Good job. Way to go, Will. I'll
Thanks.
remember to bring the gold star when I see you. Anywho. So where was I? Most consecutive
I
group.
like to win.
Most group, no, we did Pembroke Welsh Corgis, 2000 to 2002. Most group placements, 54 German Shepherd dogs. Most consecutive group placements, 8 by the Pembroke Welsh Corgis. And that's from 1997 to 2004. Herding group only. Ooh, how about that? Since 1983, Best in Show wins were 2 German Shepherd dogs. And most group wins was 11 German Shepherd dogs. Most consecutive group wins, 3 Pembroke Welsh Corgi from 2000 to 2002. Most group placements, 30 German Shepherd dog. And then most consecutive group placements, 8 by the Pembroke Welsh Corgis. And then the current streak of group placements is 5, the Old English Sheepdog from 2018 to 2022.
That's when you, like we found out that it wasn't just because the group was split that there's only 5.
Yeah.
That's amazing that only 5 of the herding category dogs have won Best in Show there. Really?
Yeah. Yeah, you think of like Shelties and Collies and, like all those, Bouviers, all those breeds too, right? So
it's incredible. Yeah.
Very interesting. So
that was the Westminster by the numbers, and that was brought to us by the podcast Coach's Corner with George Alston.
Yes.
And myself. And
you
can find that on Canine Chronicle TV and the YouTube channel
The YouTube.
Alexander's Dog Show tips. That's the YouTube.
The YouTube, yes. So you have...
Sorry, girls.
Yeah, sorry. We're still old. You don't have any other new interviews coming out yet?
I do.
What?
Coming out this Thursday is friend of the show, Doug Johnson from Bugaboo Old English Sheepdog.
Oh, yes. You talked about that last week. Yes.
Yeah,
so that drops.
It's an excellent.
That drops this Thursday.
That's right. But it's this Thursday, and it was a wonderful conversation.
Yeah.
I'm such a fan of Doug.
And there you go, right there, family.
Yeah.
Right? Dog show family.
Unbelievable family, that family. Mm-hmm. They're just it's a very inspiring interview. It really is. So don't miss it.
I won't. I will plug in on Thursday. So So the other little Westminster tidbit that we're going to share with folks, excuse me, especially for us in Canada, because sometimes it's very difficult to find the garden on TV, but a lot of us enjoy watching the breeds during the day. So Megan did a little bit of research. Megan Wozniak, friend of the show. She did some research to try and help us navigate the interweb.
I have to give Megan a title because she does a lot of work.
Yeah. I don't want to call her an intern.
No, but she's research and development.
Yeah, research and dogs. That's what she said we should call. So Megan, with all of her research, so she did try and find a couple of different streaming services and stuff like that you can watch that may pick up. Will think.
I thought I'm sure I'm wrong because I hope my sister's listening because I'm in the state. I think I told her AKC TV was streaming the breeds. I don't think that's correct. We have to get Megan to check that, but I don't think it's correct.
I think at one point did they not used to do it?
I think they might have, but I remember they do a daytime Fox News, Fox Sports.
Fox Sports carries the breeds during the day. I don't believe it's on but I don't think it's on their regular television. I think it's on the streaming service, like the Fox, if you go on the internet for Fox, because you can click on what ring you want to watch. And I'm going to tell you right now, folks, I will try and find a camera and wave. I always do.
they because they used to be Donnie, before Donnie was in charge of everything, he used to do the nighttime broadcasting.
Right.
And then Jason took that over, and so they've had a new cast, including, I don't know if is Valerie during the day as well. I'm not sure. I can't remember.
I'm not sure. Is Bill Ellis because Bill Ellis does.
Oh, that's AKC TV. Really is.
Yeah.
Meredith.
Yes.
She does it.
Yes.
And oh god, I can't remember now. I've never been able to watch it because I'm always there, so I can't think of who they are. Johan Becerra does one.
Mm-hmm. I can't remember. Anyway, so here's some information Megan got together for us. So on Saturday, February 8th, because that's when the Masters Obedience Championships. The streaming is accessible on westminsterkennelclub.org from 7:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. And that'll be the 12th Annual Masters Agility Championship preliminaries. And then streaming live on Westminster Kennel Club YouTube from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. is the Master Agility Championship finals.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and then that's on Fox also, Fox Sports Live from 4:30 to 7 p.m. And that's on Saturday, February 8th. All right, so that's the performance events. And then on Monday, February 10th, now the breed judging, remember that there's only the 4 groups that are done on Monday. So we are doing the hounds, the toys, non-sporting and herding dogs, and also the junior showmanship preliminaries. Now streaming is accessible on westminsterkennelclub.org from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. So hopefully in Canada, we can get access to that. But as we all know, sometimes it goes, you're not allowed to in this area, even though or sometimes what that is a link to the Fox. You can go on the Westminster site and it's a link to the Fox streaming service. And then that's where they block you there. But I'm going to tell you a little secret I do. And I hope
hopefully nobody in charge is listening. Go ahead.
And hopefully we don't all go to jail. But if you have a VPN, and many people should have a VPN for your safety and security of your internet,
What does
you
VPN
can
mean?
Virtual private network.
Here we go.
Didn't think I knew that, did you?
I wasn't sure.
Didn't think I knew that. So anyway, what that means is, okay, we're going over time, but you can change your location of where your IP address originates. This is how, yes, people spy and like do criminal activity.
This is like on Criminal Minds.
It is. So
just bounce the
just
signal's
bounce it
bouncing
all
all
over
over the place.
So what I have done in the past, maybe, there's no real proof
Not you.
of this.
You heard about this. A friend of
I've
yours
heard this
does
from a friend that I changed my VP address to an American address.
Their VPN address.
They changed their VP address to an American city, and then you can go on Fox Sports and do a trial, and they'll let you watch for an hour or so.
And then when the hour is up, what does your friend do?
Then I was told what they do is they change the city and do it all over again. Just saying.
That friend's a crafty one.
She is a sneaky one.
No, I hear sirens.
Carolyn, lock the doors. Shut the lights off. Anyway, that's...
We're not here right now. We're closed.
That's what I've been told can work.
Yeah.
So
we can try. We don't know for sure.
We don't know for sure.
Hard.
And seeing as both of us will be in America during the Garden, we're not. But I'm going to tell you right now, folks, seriously, if you're watching outside a ring, I could be there waving.
If she sees the camera, she waves.
You know that for
like
a fact.
American Bandstand. She tries to get in front of the camera all the time and dance.
Hey, honestly, how many times have I been on TV at the Garden because I am standing there and I'm waiting? I've been interviewed. I've been in the newspaper. I've been on the news. Anyhow.
Because you're accessible.
That's right. So anyhow, if you do have Fox Sports, which many people probably do, if you have Fox Sports, it's on Fox Sports 2, live from 1 to 4, and it also has pre-show coverage, being the groups, and then it's on FS1, live from 7 to 7:30, and then the group judging follows from 7:30 to 11 p.m., and that's Hounds, Toys, Non-Sporting, and Herding on the Monday. And then on Tuesday, you get the breed judging of the sporting, working, and the terrier breeds. And then the junior showmanship preliminaries. And then that's all apparently still accessible on the westminsterkennelclub.org from 8 a.m. to 4:30. And then on FS2, live from 1 to 4, pre-show coverage. FS1, live from 7 to 7:30 with the group judging, sporting, working, and terrier groups, and the Best in Show. And that goes until 11 p.m. Best in Show. So it's so exciting. I don't know why I'm so excited this year. Maybe it's because I haven't gotten out in a long time. I haven't been to the big city in a while.
Big city.
The big city.
Purple Conk.
Going to the Big Apple. Start spreading the news. Jazzy.
All the Fox FS1, FS2 telecasts will be available to subscribers from the Fox Sports app.
Yep. So
you can download that app and have
that's
access
how
to
I
it.
told my friend told me that's what she does.
Yeah.
So
and then Megan put this in to get you all fired up and ready for the show.
Get your
2024 coverage on FS1 and FS2 and Fox Sports will be available on Tubi
which is a free
4th.
streaming service.
Starting today's the 4th as we're broadcasting.
Yes.
But when this comes out on Thursday, so
we'll kind of miss that.
They would have missed it.
But good try. I always keep forgetting to tell Megan
It
that.
says starting February 4th, so maybe it goes all.
It probably does, because you know what? It does. The Westminster, they start repeating it before. So, and actually, if you go on TSN, like if you look on TSN, they sometimes they have it on there. It's weird.
Like I had never seen Miss P's Westminster till I saw it on TSN. years later.
Yeah, why would you have? Yeah. So we have to remind.
Reminder, Harvey?
Yep. No podcast next week.
No podcast next week because
we're going to be a little
both in
busy.
New York.
But we do have, for those who want to know, Megan has created us a TikTok thing. I don't know.
And we're going to send some videos into Megan.
So we're going to upload some videos to the TikTok.
Oh, that's a good idea.
To the Tickety Talkie. So while we're in New York, we're going to try and give you some other
TikTok channel for the girls.
For the TikTok channel.
They all demure about it.
Yeah. So we're going to try and do some stuff so that people can see our Westminster experience. So I'm going to maybe video Will judging a little bit. Yeah. How he gets ready? No.
Exercising. Babu, 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 kaku, 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 dadu, dadu. Take that dog to the front of the line, please. Anyway.
Take the class around. So, yeah. So that's it.
All right. Well, wrap us up there, Miss Wivey.
So anyone going to the garden, please make sure you come by and say hi, first of all. Safe travels. Be careful on the roads out there, especially blizzards usually happen at this time of year.
I've had some horrendous drives.
Exactly. So take your time. Drive safe.
On.
Seatbelts on. Glasses on. See you in a couple weeks.
Stay safe, everyone.
Bye.
Clark, stop scratching.
You never know who might come out.
Okay, I can't find that thing you want me to find.
You press that and more comes up.
Yeah, there's no crying in dog shows.
You're not getting anything good here, dog.